Okay, so the exercise we're going to go over now is a breathing exercise I like to offer to my clients and anyone else who's interested on a way to balance your autonomic nervous system. It's based on HeartMath's idea of a coherent heart. The theory, real quick, is that we know, scientifically, we know this, that the heart and the brain communicate. And it's understood that the heart actually offers more information to the brain than the brain does to the heart in an energetic form. Basically, what happens is because the heart, as well as the brain, has electricity, has circuits, as a result of that, they create a magnetic field. And whenever you have a field, magnetic or whatever, it's an opportunity for information to be passed. So what you're trying to do with these breathing exercises is to maximize that field to offer the best information from the heart to the brain. And in the heart math terminology, that would be a coherent brain. Coherent heart. So at the end of the day, what we're looking for is to maximize health, wellness, and well-being. And by having a coherent heart, we have an opportunity to improve our nervous system and to maximize that ability of the goal of being as healthy as possible. So the whole emphasis on this exercise, this breathing exercise, is to restore coherence to the heart so that the field that it's produced and the information that's passed from the heart to the brain is more valuable to the individual to help maximize their health. So it's done in, I like to think of it in three different steps. The first step is the actual mechanics of the breathing, which is breathing in and out on a count of 5. And there's reasons for that, to be resonating with the field of the earth and so forth and so on. That has been found to be the best breathing count. So you're breathing in on a count of 5, you breathe out on a count of 5. So it would look something like this, right? So I'm going to breathe and count in my own head. So it's okay. So that's step 1. On top of that, or in association while you're doing that, you are thinking of the breath literally coming in and out of your heart, not your lungs per se. Not a hard thing necessarily to do, being that your mediastinum or the heart and everything in that container moves as well as as a result of the breathing of the lungs. So, but when you're doing this particular exercise, you're doing the breathing in and out for counts of 5, 5 in, 5 out, and at the same time you're envisioning or you're imagining that breathing is coming in and out of your heart. And then the third layer that you add to it is that you want a good feeling thought associated with all this. So what I suggest is you envelope that whole time that you're doing this in some thoughts of gratitude, compassion, love, anything that gives a good feeling thought. You kind of want to have that going on in your mind as well. So again, it would be breathing in and out on a count of 5, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, imagining it's coming from the heart. You can even lay your hand on your heart as you're doing the exercise. That might be helpful. And then the last part is, as you're doing this, you're enveloping the whole exercise time with thoughts of gratitude, compassion, love, so on and so forth. So if you're actually to do it, you would do it like this. So you would lay down, I suggest. You could do it in any way, but while you're practicing it, I would suggest you lie down, place your hand on your heart, and then I'm just going to breathe in and out. I'm going to do a few cycles of in and out, 5 seconds in and out, imagining this is coming from my heart as I'm thinking of things I'm grateful for. So it looks something like this. It's not going to look like much, but this is what it would be. So on and so forth. A couple other pointers. You would like to try to breathe in and out of your nose. Certainly, if it starts to get monotonous or you start to get frustrated, then I would suggest stopping. So how often and how long do you do it? Again, in that same concept, if it starts to get monotonous or bored, or you're starting to have difficulty being in a gratitude, compassion, or loving state, I would stop. The idea, as I envision, and what I recommend to my clients, is this is kind of like you're practicing. Now, obviously, during the practice, you can help restore balance in your autonomic nervous system and all this. But what I really think its value comes is if you practice this enough. I believe this potentially becomes a strategy for you. So that maybe when you're driving, as an example, and you're starting to hit traffic, under normal circumstances, you may start to get frustrated, but now maybe you can pull this out of your back pocket and say, hey, wait a second, I'm going to cut this frustration before it gets too much momentum. And I'm going to try that breathing exercise that people talk about, that Jim talks about, getting my heart coherent. So I'm going to breathe in and out on count of 5. I'm going to envision that it's coming from my heart, and I'm going to hopefully build in there some good feeling thoughts. Okay? So do it at your own pace. I would suggest being consistent, trying to do it maybe when you wake up in the morning and go to bed at night. But certainly use it anytime you want. It doesn't have to be done lying down. You can do it sitting. You can do it walking. You can do it anytime. But it's very important to try to have a coherent heart. If this stuff interests you, I suggest you go on YouTube and look up heart math, and you will find a lot of information, a lot more about how heart math can help you achieve your health goals. It talks about heart rate variability, which is very important, which we didn't get into at all today. This was just more about this particular breathing exercise that I suggest everybody do as often as possible. If you have any questions or problems associated with this, you're certainly welcome to leave a message on this video, or you can always email me at my office. I'm Jim Harwood, physical therapist in New York Physical Therapy, and my email is jim@nypthealing.com. Thank you for watching. Go out there and breathe.